ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by 4th Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. The most potent women's 200-meter field of 2018 will assemble for the Birmingham Diamond League meet tomorrow, led by Bahamian Shawnee Miller-Weibo, who is unbeaten this year. Jamaican Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price and Sharika Jackson, the newly crowned NACAC champion, are also in the field. It also comprises hometown favorite Dina Asher-Smith, Daphne Schippers of the Netherlands, American Jenna Prandini, and Marie-Josée Talou of the Ivory Coast. Now, as for Stephen Gardner, he will take back to the track again next Wednesday, August 22nd in Poland. Gardner last competed 2 months ago in Stockholm, Sweden, when he slipped out of the blocks. Earlier in the week, we heard from Danny Sumner about the split between the National Physique Committee and the International Federation for Bodybuilding and Fitness. As Vice President of the Central American and Caribbean region, Sumner is urging Bahamians to stick with the IFBB as they look to take bodybuilding into the Olympics.
To do that, we had to do a lot of changes with our doping and anti-doping policies. That is why we now on the water. Before that, we were under the Olympic doping situation. But to compound the situation for us to be an Olympic sport, we have to enhance our doping and anti-doping method. And as a result of that, we are looking to go into Olympic, maybe in the next 5 years or at the next Olympic.
Tomorrow is a big one for Special Olympics Bahamas. They will host their annual Law Enforcement Torch Run.
All of our law enforcement branches come together in unity, and we do an awareness run to show that there are a lot of people with intellectual disabilities in our country, and the law enforcement branch is one of our biggest fundraisers or supporters of Special Olympics. So they're going to run tomorrow in an awareness run at 9:30 from Clarence A. Bale Building to the Stapleton School, where we're going to have our Family Fun Day and Grill Out. It's not a fast-paced run, it's just slow, and they're going to do chants along the route just to get people aware, just to create some sort of buzz about what's going to happen at Stapleton School for the rest of the day.
Of course, the Special Olympics athletes are the stars of the show, and they will also be out tomorrow.
They're going to be very excited to have the public come out and just interact with them all day. There'll be bocce games, basketball, bowling, dominoes. I have an athlete that's excited. He's just ready to beat up some people on the table. He's ready. Our athletes is just like anyone else. When we train as hard as elite athletes. There's no different. They're treated no different. They're all treated the same, and we need that support. When you go to the stands, we need the fans in the stands when we have competitions or any meets. And it's just the same if you go to a regular basketball game. You want people to be cheering there for you, so it's the same.
Our men's national volleyball team having to deal with less than ideal playing conditions at the recent Kosovo Championships in Suriname. Former national team players Novato Demerit, Malaya Petit, and Audra Farquharson spoke a bit about playing in such an environment.
I had 2 opportunities to go to Suriname, and after watching this game, I'm glad I never went. I mean, AF Adley is a match to the gym that these guys are playing in Suriname, but again, it speaks to the work that we do here and the resources that we have put into sports. Even though you and I know we need to do a whole lot more, but if you see the gym they playing in, man, it's like a practice gym.
It's not the best facility, but you don't train for the best facility. You train to be the best player. So no matter what the situation is, you're supposed to overcome.
That gym hasn't changed, and I think mostly probably 15, 20 years. But I mean, we play in D.W. Davis. We used to the heat, so I think that's why we're in the middle ground right now.
The former national team players also spoke about how this year's team compares to ones they've played on.
Every team with time, teams have different styles, this and that. This team is more offensive. Back in the day, it used to be more defensive. So volleyball has changed and transitioned.
Back then in the days, we did not that much defense. We got to jump with these guys, but their defense is much better.
At the national team level, I would like it to get more serious, because back in the day, you don't leave practice unless you puke. You see, and I think it get more relaxed, and we just using our talent instead of training harder. And volleyball right now, to me, it needs to evolve some more. It's a lack. I think the federation needs to do a lot more volleyball is actually, to me, it's dying. So I think we need to do something, and it's amazing that we go into the gold medal match on a lack of volleyball in the Bahamas right now.
College basketball action front and center once again last night at the Kendall Isaacs Gym. Our Amajal Knowles was courtside.
More action from the Summer of Thunder as the Northern Arizona Jackrabbits took on the IBA Elite, coached by Danico Bowles. IBA did make things interesting early on, only trailing by single digits after the first half, but NAU scoring 34 points in the third to stretch the lead out, ultimately cruising to a 103-80 victory. NAU coach Jack Murphy.
I thought our starting five executed well. They got stops defensively, ran the court, made plays for each other. When we went to the bench, it tapered off a little bit. We have to continue to grow that depth.
Murphy adding that his team is young and needs some time to grow.
We have a lot of newcomers, so expectations are high, but also we understand it's going to take some time for everybody to grow together. But when we get into conference play, we want to be playing at our best.
Despite it being the preseason, Coach Murphy explaining his intensity for both halves.
My intensity, which drives my wife crazy, comes from us wanting to compete and win at all times. And we didn't win as many games last year, so our guys have to understand it doesn't matter what game it is, an exhibition game in the Bahamas or a Big Sky Conference game in Flagstaff, they all matter. And I think that my intensity shows them that they matter.
For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Amajal Knowles.
Game 2 in the Atlantis Basketball League's Best of 3 championship on the floor last night at the Imperial Arena. The Cove Impalas going after the sweep, while the Water Park Predators tried to extend the series. For the second night in a row, the Cove starting off a bit slow, but they begin to pick it up late in the first quarter. Defense leading to a big slam on the other end. Water Park continuing to play their game though, and they kept control. The Cove not worried about threes from behind the arc. They're doing it the unconventional way once again. The Cove showing their defense earlier, and now it's Water Park's turn with the big block. Cove inside again, and that's 2 more. Water Park getting to the rim here. They too get an and one. Predators up 22-18 at the half. Impala's not going away in the third. The finger roll finish to pull within 2. The Cove must have been watching our men's national volleyball team in Suriname. A spike pass for 2 more, and they actually took a 5-point lead late in the fourth. Water Park staying cool, and this 3 pulls them back within a bucket. Next, Water Park possession. They go off the glass, and this game is tied. Water Park down 2 again, but they get an easy score off the inbound, and it's all even again. Cove needs offense on the other end. Water Park commits the foul with time running out. First free throw clanks off the iron. The second one bounces around and in. Cove up 1, and Water Park calls timeout. Water Park looking for the lead. A lot of contact inside, but Aaron Fowler never giving up. He puts Water Park in front with under 4 seconds to play. Cove now needs a quick score, but this one goes out of bounds off Water Park. Last chance now for the Cove, but they don't even get off a shot. Water Park holds on 45-44 to force a winner-take-all Game 3.
They had to score us now or never, because these guys always talking trash about us. So we had to stay in it. Now we got one more tomorrow. Hopefully same thing could happen. They got an offensive rebound, something that you really don't want to have happen in the huddle. We said we're going to play defense, good defense for 12 seconds, make them miss, get the rebound, and we win the game. We had the rebound, and it just slips out of our hands, and that's just sums it up. Our back against the wall, and we had to keep pushing. Like, we felt like that was it. If this was it, they was gonna, like I say, they had bragging rights, and we didn't want them to have that. So tomorrow we got to come out with better energy than tonight. It just was a tough loss. We just got to go back to the drawing board and come back tomorrow and see what we can do. We got number 15 on lock. So once we keep him out of the paint and keep him out of the game, that's a one-man show right there. So we got to stop him from scoring. It's sudden death, all chips on the table for all the marbles. We got to come, do or die, and go out fighting. All of us work, and all of us come get off around the same time. So it's not work related. I think it's a mentality of the team. Just trying to, I guess they're trying to feel their way out, but we need to not try to feel our way out and try to come to the game with that aggressiveness and come ready to play.
The Hoyts basketball program going strong in Grand Bahama, but according to instructor Sharon the General Store, they're still having some challenges along the way.
You know, that criticism that it's isolated and it's for special people, and that's not true. we do it with open arms. You know, in fact, our development program runs every Saturday, and in addition to that, we do camps. There's a summer camp that's going on right now in Grand Bahama, and we do tournaments, and we especially focus on ladies basketball.
And talking about ladies basketball, Storr spoke a bit about why he thinks is on the decline here in the Bahamas.
We don't allow them to play. You know, from the primary school level, we say, you know, they're girls. And whether we like it or not, we have emulation that's in place already in terms of Voltaire Rule and Jean Quell and a couple others. And thanks to Moan's daughter, she revived the program, and Mr. Watson, Coach Watson, has carried it on, and we got to see where it goes from there. But we still need to supply them with younger players.
The Bahamas Golf Federation held its annual Great Exuma Classic last weekend at Sandals Emerald Bay. Winning the low gross was Anthony Hinsey. Runner-up Rodney Miller. Linford Miller finished up in third. Low net went to Peter Musgrove. Marvin Bethel, the runner-up. Third place going to Reg Smith. Linford Miller also winning the closest to the pin. The next event on the Federation's calendar is the Paradise Island Open at Ocean Club, September 29th and 30th, which will include prizes for each division, so all golfers are encouraged to participate. It will also be a good opportunity to improve scores for the Sands Bear Cup before the final event at Albany on October the 6th. Come tomorrow between the hours of 4 and 5 p.m., the Bahamas Chess Federation will be hosting a small event at the Nazareth Center in Millennium Gardens. The Federation is continuing its outreach to clubs, schools, and the community. Members of the Olympiad team and volunteers will be teaching the kids at the center how to play. This is all in an effort to promote the educational and social benefits of the game to kids of all ages. The Federation will also be donating chess sets to help the kids continue with the sport. And that will do it for sports. Stay tuned. The Bahamas Tonight comes back after the break.